Yo, what is up, guys? So today we're going to talk about Andrew Tate and why I think so many men resonate with his message and some of the things he's talking about. Those of you guys that don't know, Andrew Tate is, I would call him sort of a hybrid of sorts. He's a kickboxer, multi-millionaire. They're creating his business, and then also I would say like an internet influencer. And I think he's blown up quite a bit in the last couple months, just all over the place on the internet, on social media, and there's really no way to not be exposed to his content. And what I wanted to talk about today is why I think some of his messages resonate with men, especially so well. Maybe not so much women, but for men, and even to an extent myself, there's a lot of things that he says and the way he delivers it that makes a lot of sense. And the first reason why I think Andrew Tate is so popular and so polarizing and resonating at the same time is that he says what's on the mind of a lot of people, especially with today's cancel culture. You have to be very careful about what you say, especially if you work for a company, if you have other dependencies or let's say sponsorships by other third parties. Things that you say and do can reflect very poorly on them. There's oftentimes, actors and celebrities and athletes who say certain things where they immediately come back out and they apologize or they regret what they say and ask for forgiveness. And so that's just kind of the culture we live in. And so a lot of men, especially, they don't say what's on their mind. Even though they might think it, even though they might agree with what Andrew says, they can't say it themselves because of fear of getting canceled. And I think with Andrew, he's a sort of a breath of fresh air because he'll say things that are controversial. He'll say things that are quite out there, but because he doesn't work for anyone and because he's got his own thing going on, he doesn't have to worry about the backlash as much. He's come out in a couple interviews and said, hey, I don't really care what people think about me and all this other stuff. And I'm sure there's some truth to that, but he just says what's on the mind of a lot of men, and I think that's what's resonating with a lot of people. The other thing that I've noticed when watching some of his content is that he really embraces his persona, and he's created a caricature of himself where he embraces this masculine character where it's all about the cars, the women, the business, making money, fighting and everything. And I mean, if you look at some of his content, you can kind of tell that he sort of embraces that hypermasculinity and has a lot of attributes that I think a lot of men want, right? They want to be tall, they want to be good in bed, they want to be good fighters, they want to make a ton of money, they want to be respected, they want status, they want game, they want all these things. And he seems to be embracing all of that, and he seems to be displaying all that and showing you, not just saying it, that you can do it yourself. And I think that's a role model and a persona that a lot of, especially younger men, but also older men too, can relate and look up to. And so I think that's the second reason. Now, the third and last reason that I think Andrew Tate is so popular and so resonating today with a lot of men is that his delivery and the way he articulates ideas and thoughts is incredible. I don't recall seeing anyone else in the social media space who is as articulate as Andrew Tate. I don't know if he went to Toastmasters. I don't know if he went to speech therapy when he was a kid and just learned to talk like that. But his ability to switch from topic to topic and context switch and still be articulate and still be very succinct in his delivery, while also being very charismatic and passionate, is just something that I think both men and women can respect and look up to. And so that really gives him his platform and his messaging so much cachet and credibility because the way he delivers it is with such force and authority. My personal take on him, I think he says a lot of things that make sense. Some of it is traditional, I think, especially the way he talks about the family unit and marriage being a beautiful thing and raising kids and family and all of that stuff. There are areas where I do agree with him, but there are also oftentimes things that he says where I'm like, whoa, that's a little bit out there, or I did not expect that. Either way, I think he's probably going to be around for a while. Who knows if he decides to continue going on platforms and granting interviews and talking about some of his ideas and beliefs. From what I've heard, he's basically the same in person. So it's good to see that there's some consistency and that he's not playing this character just for the audience. And it's funny now how social media and a lot of other folks are trying to cancel him. Guys, I don't think I don't think he even cares. And to my knowledge, I don't think he works for a company. I don't think he really cares too much about what the left thinks. And so I think he's going to continue to do what he does. And, we have freedom of speech in this country for a reason. So more power to him. Hopefully people can consume his content and become better versions of themselves. Ultimately, I think that's his goal and purpose, obviously to make money on the side, but also to you know, kind of give some of that masculinity back to the male population. And so I think that's a good thing. I just hope that other guys can kind of see through some of the other more crazy stuff and take it with a grain of salt. So anyways, guys, that's my take on Andrew Tate. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.